For 40 years, J. Randy Taraborrelli was Michael Jackson's friend, his confidant, ultimately his biographer. He is the author of Michael Jackson, The Magic, The Madness, The Whole Story, and he joins us this morning. Nice to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Erica.
How do you feel about this verdict?
Well, you know, I understand that for a lot of people, this verdict is a reason for celebration. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and, you know, it does feel that justice has finally been served. But really, for me and for people who actually knew Michael Jackson and cared about him, there's a real sense of emptiness this morning because, after all, this verdict does not bring Michael Jackson back. And if anything, it just underscores how tragic his death is and how needless it was. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I don't really feel that this is a reason for celebration. I think today, perhaps this is a time to reflect upon the life of Michael Jackson and a man, a brother, a son, a friend who lost his life because of a doctor's extreme negligence.
You mentioned the emptiness. We heard that shriek from LaToya Jackson in court yesterday. She spoke a little bit, as we just saw, to fans on her way out. You've spoken to some of the family members. What are they saying about how this makes them feel, not only in terms of the verdict, but also in terms of what's happened even just over the last couple of years?
Well, you know, I think that the consequences of this tragedy will have an effect on Michael's family for many, many years to come, and especially on his children. I mean, they lost a father. They lost the only parent that they ever knew. But you know, the children are very strong. They were raised by Michael to be strong and resilient, and the family is gathered around the children now to support them through this. The kids were sheltered from a lot of this, but they're very social. You know, they've been on Facebook. They have Twitter accounts. I mean, they're out there living their lives. But in fact, for the family and for the children, there really will never be closure. I mean, this is never going to be okay. Mm-hmm. There's satisfaction that a verdict has been reached and that justice is served, but Michael is gone, and that's never going to be okay.
One last question for you. There was a lot of concern before this trial started that it wouldn't just be Dr. Conrad Murray on trial, but that Michael Jackson's life and his lifestyle would also be on trial. Did that happen at all?
Well, you know, we learned through this trial that Michael Jackson was a man who was in need of help. I mean, and he needed help as much as anybody needs help dealing with anxiety and stress and insomnia. And we learned that he really did not receive that help, that he put his faith and his trust in Conrad Murray, and that he paid the price dearly with his life. So I think that, you know, as a biographer, my job has always been to separate the man from the icon, and in many ways, I think the trial did that.
J. Randy Taraborrelli, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.